saw me in episode 34 playing at the Wanderers, but I wanted to share a little bit of my life history with you. I've been coming to the Wanderers as a fan for over 30 years, or just about 30 years. I'm 37 now. My first test match was in 1993, and I'm going to take you through the stadium, give you a little bit of a guide, or my favourite experiences at least, and share some of them with you, and also where I enjoy watching my cricket at this Bullring, this fantastic event, or not event, fantastic facility. I'm currently sitting in the players' change room, as you can see all around me, really cool. I'll take you around the stadium now and share some of my stories with you. If you were a young cricketer in the 90s, you would have grown up at Aleph Palmer, today known as the Cricket Company, but John Waite, Sid Olin used to walk in through that door, and it was almost like dreamland. We're going to start at the beginning for me. The very first time I came to the Wanderers was 93-94. I don't have that exact date with me, but it was South Africa versus Australia. I remember Alan Border, and I was sitting with my dad and my brother. It was also the second time I came to Wanderers. I was here for the test match between South Africa and England in December 1995, made famous by Mike Atherton. He made 185 not out. He faced a lot of balls and saved England. Him and Jack Russell saved England. That was the second time I came to the Wanderers. It also marks the third time I came to the Wanderers. January 1997. I was here for the test match between South Africa and India, where Rahul Dravid was man of the match. He scored 140 odd and 80 as India drew the test match against South Africa. Open stands. I don't spend a lot of time here at the moment or in current years, but some very fond memories. The next stop on our tour of Wanderers is the Centenary Stand, and my favorite memory from here was in 2003, where my brother and I watched the 2003 World Cup match between Australia and Pakistan, made famous by Andrew Simons, who made 140 odd and basically saved his career. It may be closed now, but one of the best bars in the stadium, the Centenary Bar, just behind the bowler's arm here. Many good memories were had here. Another feature of the Centenary Stand is the view that you have of the Wanderers golf course. I just wanted to show you the fantastic view that you have when you sit in the lower Centenary Stand. Kind of reminds me of the Edridge Stand at Lord's. Welcome to the Memorial Stand. I have spent many a day here, but the most famous memory I think that I can associate myself with is the 1997 test between Australia and South Africa. I was here the day before Greg Blewett and Steve Waugh made that record partnership. They batted for the whole day. But I've also been fortunate to be here when Chris Morris played a match-winning innings against the English in 2016, I think it was. And that's the closest I've ever got to the ball coming literally onto my lap. The guy in front of me caught it in the stand. The Memorial Stand, very special. Probably my second favourite place to watch cricket at the Wanderers. If you're looking for a vibe, not necessarily good service, the Memorial Lower Bar, one of the best places to do that. The Memorial Upper is almost incredible. I spent a lot of time here with my brother Ryan watching the Supersport Series games in the late 90s. Also, Brenham Mannering, if you're listening, you'll know this view all too well. The change rooms. As a young boy, I spent many hours outside here waiting for my favorite players to emerge after a day's play or during practices. Behind me, you will see the nets at the Wanderers. If you were an autograph hunter in the late 90s, early 2000s, this was the place to go. You would catch the players the day or two before a test match, easily accessible, not so much anymore, but this place holds a lot of special memories for me. Simon Maskell, if you're listening, I hope you are. Simon went to primary school with me, and the West Indies were practicing here in 1998, and he went up to Brian Lara and said, "Who are you?" One of my favorite memories at the nets. I've got to meet a lot of my idols here, but Simon Maskell chirping Brian Lara, "Who are you?" was definitely one of my favorites. The grass embankment, the family area at the Wanderers, very iconic in many ways. and I have two very important memories here. In 2000, I was here when Bullring scored his first ever Test 100, and in 2005 I was also sat here when South Africa played their first ever T20 international against New Zealand. I've saved the best for last. My favourite stand at the Wanderers by an absolute country mile is the Unity stand, and the upper Unity stand. I was fortunate enough to attend the first ever T20 World Cup final here, Pakistan versus India, which was famously won by India when I think it was Musbah got out to Sri Sant. I spent the vast majority of the last 10 years in terms of matches here. I even got to meet David Lloyd, Merv Hughes up here. I'll show you the photo shortly, but the upper Unity stand, lots and lots of memories here. I couldn't find the lights, but if you ever come to the Wanderers and you are visiting the Unity stand, make sure you go upstairs and you visit the displays shown here. History of the Wanderers, history of South African cricket, very much inspiring. Laser bats, those of you who played cricket in the 90s, remember those, the laser 5-star. And again another laser. Lots and lots of memories here. If you ever come to the Unity stand, make sure that you come and see or these displays at least. The Unity stand also plays host to the long room. I've been fortunate to attend dinners and breakfasts in the long room. Got to meet Joe Root in 2020 during a special breakfast before the test match there. Also various club cricket dinners and events. But the Unity stand, it plays host to the famous long room here at the Wanderers. Last but not least, the lower Unity. And my absolute favourite moment happened here when I was sitting in these stands. Matthew Hoggart in 2005. He picked up 7 wickets on the final day of I think it was the 4th test match against the Proteas, and he secured England victory. He picked up 12 wickets in the match, and that's my absolute favourite moment in all my time here. I'm not a big Proteas fan, as you can tell, but Matthew Hoggart that day picked up 7 wickets. I think the English only had 2 sessions to bowl the Proteas out, and they did it. I remember Herschel Gibbs getting 90 odd. Young Jimmy Anderson played that same test match, but Matthew Hoggart getting 7 for 61 or 7 for 63, my absolute favourite moments at the Wanderers. That test match with Matthew Hoggart getting 12 was also the first test match I came to all 5 days. Another favourite memory of mine was 2016 when Stuart Broad, I think he got 6 for and bowled the Proteas out under lights here on a Saturday afternoon, I think on day 3. That's a wrap, folks. Thank you for joining me. The Wanderers Stadium played a big part of my life. I was also a member of the club across the road for almost 10 years, also a big part of my life there. The Wanderers Stadium, one of the most iconic facilities in South Africa, but also the world. Very special place. Next time you're in Joburg and there's cricket around, make sure that you go and visit.